Good morning. Thanks for joining me again today. Glad to have you with us, and I hope your week started off great. It's a little windy this morning. I hope you can hear everything fine and you don't mind that. I enjoy doing these podcasts out here outside in the morning, so you can often hear the birds and the wind and whatnot, so hope that's okay. But today I wanted to switch things up a little bit because I wanted to be able to use a whiteboard to go through a few things. And as I do that, if you're listening to this on an audio version, on a podcast rather than video, just follow along. You'll be able to understand. I just wanted to be able to draw a few things out. But what I want to talk about today is another part of my Marketing Accelerated program, the course that I released yesterday at jeffheggie.com. That's on pricing. And I'm going to talk, in the course, I talk about pricing and bundling and how you get away from competing on price all the time, because when everyone has the same product and price is the only thing that differentiates them, it's always going to be a race to the bottom and everyone loses on that. But I really enjoyed the way that Russell Brunson puts this in perspective, and he takes it from comparing product to product to comparing an offer to a product, which is very similar to what I'm talking about with bundling. And in the example that he uses, and that's why I wanted to use this whiteboard, is he uses an iPhone. And I don't know what the value of an iPhone is right now. If you went and bought one, I'm guessing it'd be $500 or more. So let's start with that. We've got this iPhone for $500. Now, if it's $500, whether it's at Apple, Best Buy, or wherever it is, if someone can offer that same product for a lower price, they're going to sell more of it, right? And so that's when it's the race to the bottom, is because price is the only thing that differentiates the product. Now, the example that Russell Brunson uses is, he says, I can sell you that same iPhone for $10,000. And you think, why would I spend $10,000 on that? And that's when it comes into bundling, or what Russell refers to as making an offer. So I'm going to start with another iPhone, and it's valued at $500. But this is Russell's personal iPhone, and so here's where he starts to bundle things. Number one, he's got contacts. And if you think about Russell Brunson and who would be his contacts in there, and I mean, just the first one that comes to mind is Tony Robbins. So let's just use Tony Robbins as that example. And you've got Tony Robbins' direct cell number, and you've got access to him. Now, the second thing that he has in there, he had I think he said it was about 12 years of audio programs and courses and all these different things that he had been through on DVDs and CDs and whatnot. And he had got his brother to rip them and put them all into audio files, so he could put them all on his phone, his audio files. And so he's got over $500,000 worth of programs that he's been involved in, all ripped into that, and they're all on his phone now. Now, the next thing, Voxer. He's got Voxer access, and that would give you direct Voxer access to Russell. Now, Russell charges $100,000 a day for someone to fly in to ClickFunnels and do a personal one-on-one coaching session with him. So you've got direct access to Russell now with his Voxer. Now, the next thing is, would you those of you that know Russell Brunson, know the successes he's had, wouldn't it be interesting to know what audiobooks he learns from, what he listens to? Now, obviously, they're all on his iPhone. And then the next thing he lists on there is all the podcasts he listens to, whether they're for business, marketing, success, mindset. Obviously, this one would be on the list. He's got a huge number of podcasts that he listens to, and the way he described it is they're not your top podcasts on the list. They're the ones that you really have to dig down and find that niche that you're looking for to find these great podcasts. So he's got all those that you'd have access to as well. So if you had this phone, let's start at the top. You'd have his contacts. If you had Tony Robbins, if you could close one deal with Tony Robbins, that's probably worth $1 million. all the programs he has that he had his brother rip onto audio. He's got $500,000 worth of programs on there. I'm using this so you can see the whiteboard on the video, but my writing is awful as I'm trying to do it, so can't really see it anyways. Voxer, you've got direct access to Russell on his Voxer. He charges $100,000 a day to consult with someone, so we've got $100,000 worth there. All his audiobooks and his podcast is probably a combined $3,000 for all of them. So you've got 2 iPhones, both worth $500. Why would you spend $10,000 to get Russell's iPhone? Well, you've got over $1.6 million worth of value on that iPhone. So that's the difference between comparing product to product, where you're going to end up being forced to compete on price, to creating an offer or bundling things so that you can sell on value and what your offer is rather than just on price. So this is something that it doesn't matter what business you're in. You can create different things where you're selling on value and you're differentiating yourself from your competition and not selling strictly on product to product, which is the price competition. So let's use my Marketing Accelerated course as an example here. So the course itself is $97. If you've got someone else offering a very similar course for $97, what's the differentiator between the two of us? Well, one is, are you going to learn from that person? Are you going to learn from me? But otherwise, if they're the same course, it's going to be a price battle. But what have we been talking about in some of these previous episodes? I have bundled some incredible bonuses with Marketing Accelerated. You know, we've got over $800 worth of value of bonuses that have been added to it. So that's just taking the price of that course and making that less expensive because you've added so much value to it. So take a look at your product. What are you selling? It doesn't matter if it's a brick and mortar product, if it's a virtual product, or whatever it is. There are ways that you can bundle things and you can make offers rather than competing with your competition on a product to product basis where your only differentiator is going to be price. Hopefully that's something that will help you out. It's a part of our 4th module in Marketing Accelerated. Please go check out that program. It's at jeffheggie.com/product/marketing accelerated, or just go to jeffheggie.com and go into products and you'll see it there. It's a great program, just released yesterday. Excited about it. And those that have got into it, once you're through it, please give me your feedback. If you're in the Momentum series, continue to give me feedback on that, and on these podcasts, please give me feedback on these as well. If you enjoy these, please share them. If you're listening to this on any of the podcast platforms, Apple or any of those, please subscribe and please give us a ranking. Appreciate you being with us. Thank you, and we will see you tomorrow.